Uh, I don't know. I mean, depends on how well I'm playing in particular periods. But let's say I played my best. Probably always feel like Wimbledon's probably going to be my best chance. U.S. Open, Australian Open, then probably French Open. Um, but then again, who cares? It's up to me to show it, to prove it, and give it a try and give myself opportunities like I have in previous years. Yeah, I mean, I really enjoy practicing with him today, because back in the day we didn't practice much. Even though we played the juniors together at times, and then we played the doubles together at Wimbledon. But then we were such rivals, I guess, that we just didn't even think that one or the other wanted to practice with each other. And so now, at this stage of our careers, we're really happy, getting the best out of each other for practice and helping each other. And clearly being here, now in Australia, it's probably a bit more special. And I always wish him the best, and I hope he can, win tournaments and move up in the rankings to give himself better opportunities to move forward in the draw. And it seems like he's really enjoying it, which is nice, because for a while there I thought he was not going to be able to stay on tour for much longer with all his injuries that he had. So it's nice to see he's back healthy, and seeing that he has the fire in his eyes, because that's what he needs to play and to beat the best, and that's what he has. So I'm very excited for him. Yeah, absolutely. I mean, he proved at the Open against Del Potro, who we know had a great finish to the season. Hardly lost matches. So plus it's a court that suits one more team. He had won the title there in '09, and I think this court really suits Leighton. Probably similar to what Sydney was a few years ago, which he won a bunch of times. And then here in Australia, it's probably the last guy you want to play against. Anyways, yeah. Well, we spent a time 1 week together in Dubai, and we're just chatting along about life, about for him to maybe get an idea of how my life works as a tennis player, because everybody does it differently at the top, and he met the family, met the team, met everybody together, and gave him, an idea of what he would see or what he would get into. And because I wanted him to have just feel comfortable, I guess, if he did such a, you can call it a big step or not, but he hasn't been back on tour in 15 years, so he needed some time to think about it. And especially, I think the practice week was a good idea from both of us, and just see how he got along with everybody, and it wasn't a problem, which I'm not surprised. So I thought if you could do a few weeks together throughout the year, maybe 10, maybe 12, it could be something fresh, something new, inspiring, and him, being the legend he is, and someone I look up to so much. Anything he'll say will mean very much to me and my team, and like that, I think we can build on that and then see how it goes in Australia, and as we then move along in the year, we'll decide where he's going to come to. You mean like if I don't serve him volley, we're going to split up with me? I don't know. I mean, I think that's the thing. It's going to be interesting to see what he thinks, if it's actually possible to play a lot of serve and volley or not on the slower courts that we see all around the world now, or if there's different ways to find my way to the net. I've tried many things, so we can debate, with Severin Luthi, my coach, and him about ways to come to the net or not. But clearly it's important to take time away from your opponent to dictate play as well as much as you can. But then also you have to be able not to miss too much. You have to be able to physically stay in the rally and mentally as well. And so it's a combination of many things now against the good players we know at the top. So it's going to be interesting to see what he has to say. I have some idea, but then am I able to make that happen in a match yet? I don't know. And first, anyway, I need to discuss it all with Severin, my coach, as well. Yeah, I mean, I think Murray, we hope he's going to come back strong. It's nice that he already played a few matches this year now. Even though it was an exhibition match, it's a big step forward, I think, for him in his mind as well. So I'm eager to see him again, because now it's been since probably US Open I haven't seen him. So I'm hopeful for him that's going to be fine for the Australian Open. which is going to be a huge test for him now. It was the best of 5 set matches and so forth. And I think Rafa and Novak are going to be the ones who are going to be the ones to beat this season, particularly in the beginning. And then as we move forward, you have to see, if they stay injury-free, if they keep on winning as much as they did. But I kind of expect them to go deep in most of the tournaments they'll enter, of course. Not necessarily that he hired somebody or somebody else, or that you're always open-minded. But Becker, I was surprised. I didn't think he wanted to become a coach, or I didn't expect to see him back on tour. So that was a bit of a surprise. But then again, I'm happy seeing former greats and legends excited to be doing such a job, and wanting to help the next generation, and it brings them back into the game. And I think it's a good thing. I think in tennis we have tendencies to, I don't want to say drive out our legends and our former greats, but I think we should integrate them more. I don't know if it's the best way to integrate them as a coach, but at least you see them again, and maybe they actually get a taste of it, and other greats and stars see that as well. That is actually, they're very welcome, and that we are so happy to see them. Not just you guys, but also the players and everybody involved in the tournaments. I think it's maybe sends out a good message, and it's going to be an exciting Australian Open, I'm sure. Well, I haven't done much sort of mental training or much sort of focus exercises. I just think as a tennis player, because we play that many matches, you need to have a bit of a relaxed mind in some way. You can't get too caught up like it was the Olympic Games every single day. Otherwise, it kind of consumes you, and you're not free enough in the mind to play. Because otherwise, every practice, every match almost becomes too important. I'm aware that it is very important, but at the same time I need to enjoy it as well. And if the enjoyment level starts going down and down and down because the pressure is so big, it sort of forces you out of the game, I feel, too quickly. So you need to have the right balance, and for that reason, vacation's important, friends on tour are important, who you practice with, when you practice, which tournaments you play, and so forth. You need to keep it exciting, and that's what I've tried to do throughout my career, sometimes better than other times, but overall I'm very happy with my career, of course. It was a different racket to what I was playing with after Wimbledon. It's one again that Wilson worked on and adjusted after my comments, and they anyway wanted to do some more work on that racket, and they sent me one round of rackets after the US Open, and now another one after the World Tour Finals, and I tested again a couple, and I chose the one I'm playing with now, and I've been practicing for 2.5 straight weeks now in Dubai with it, and I actually feel very comfortable, more comfortable than I did with the one after Wimbledon, which felt very different, but very good as well. This one feels more of an extension that I had before, but in its more futuristic form, I guess, and I'm actually very eager to see how it's going to react in the matches now. I actually don't even know. My stringers and Wilson knows. I'm not that detail crazy about it. Like them as well, probably. I don't think they thought Lendl or Edberg or Becker or all those guys, or didn't think of doing that either. Me the same. I see myself more helping kids and doing all that stuff, which everybody sees themselves doing. But who knows what happens in 5 years, 10 years, 20 years? Because my experience I have as a tennis player, that will never go away. And that's why it's probably always be interesting to some degree to work with someone who achieved, being world number one or winning Grand Slams and winning so many tournaments and going on winning streaks and facing the media and, doing all these things. I learned by doing, and that can always be interesting for someone. But I don't see myself as a coach, no.